Do you have any regrets on how it happened and everything that's happened since then?
I don't have any regrets with anything. I'm going to compete and play 100% hard no matter who it is, like I said, or who we're playing. No, I don't have any regrets.
I don't have any regrets, she said. Well, Chennedy Carter fumbled the bag so hard, she might as well be a professional juggler. After that cheap tackle on Caitlin Clark, she got yeeted off the Chicago sky faster than a bad DoorDash order. And guess what? Nobody wants her. Not a single team in Unraveled picked her up. She's out here like a free trial nobody wants to subscribe to. Tragic. Let's break it down.
This comment said, we can't still be doing this every year. Chennedy Carter is the reason WNBA won't take a risk on her. This is like...
Back in early 2024, Chennedy Carter had exactly one viral moment in her entire career. And it wasn't because of her talent, her skills, or her ability to win games. No. It was because she decided to put her whole back into a cheap shot push on Caitlin Clark for absolutely no reason.
Well, there's still a bunch of buzz around that chest check that Caitlin Clark got from Sky forward Chennedy Carter. It was ruled a flagrant 1 foul after the game by the league. Bottom line, Indiana got a 1-point win.
That push was the peak of Chennedy's career. And that is just so tragic. Like, imagine your biggest highlight being a dirty play on the most popular player in the league. You're not known for scoring, not for winning, not for leadership. You're known for being a WNBA with an attitude problem. And now? Well, Chennedy Carter is officially unemployed. The Chicago Sky said, "Yeah, we're good," and released her like an overplayed Spotify song. Nobody picked her up. Nobody wants her. She is officially out of the league.
I believe Chennedy Carter was let go by the Chicago Sky because of the Caitlin Clark situation. Yes, once she assaulted Caitlin Clark, I believe she signed, sealed, and delivered her future in a W, bruh. I mean, it is over.
You mean to tell me you got dropped from the dream, given a second chance by Chicago, and still couldn't get it together? Girl, that's not the league's fault. That's a you problem. Teams are over her drama, over her bad attitude, and over her playing like a Dollar Tree Kyrie Irving with no jump shot. The WNBA is a business, and if you're not bringing in wins or at least some form of professionalism, you're out of there.
But the words that came out of her mouth right before what happened kind of made this a little uncalled for. I mean, a little is understated, but it ended up being upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul. And that was not the end of the antics for Chennedy Carter for the season.
Oh, but let's not forget how her fans were barking about how she's got that dog in her. Yeah, she had that dog in her, all right. A Chihuahua barking at a Great Dane because she couldn't handle Caitlin Clark getting more attention. Now that dog is unemployed, sitting at home, watching the WNBA from the couch like the rest of us.
It says here, expect Pagliacca to extend these offers to Evans and Onyenwere, while Carter will be a free agent to test the market as free to test the market as unrestricted free agent. Disguised unrestricted free agents Diamond DeShields, Izzy Harrison, Bree Turner all expected to sign elsewhere.
Karma is real. Chennedy Carter thought she could get away with it pushing superstars and acting like she was bigger than the game. But the basketball gods were watching. And they said, yeah, no, you gotta go.
The one thing that was never talked about in this press conference, the one thing that was never, ever mentioned was Chennedy Carter. Chennedy Carter's name was not mentioned not once. And what I don't understand is none of the journalists asked about Chennedy Carter. No one asked about her.
But let's be real. Did we really think this was going to end any other way? She had already burned bridges in Atlanta, barely contributed in Chicago, and made herself look like a straight-up hater with that viral push. Coaches don't want to deal with that. Players don't want to deal with that. And front offices are not handing out contracts just because you can do one behind-the-back dribble before missing a shot. So now what? Overseas? Maybe, if a team is desperate enough. But the way Chennedy carries herself, I wouldn't be shocked if she fumbles that bag too. Maybe she can go be a TikTok hooper? Maybe she can start a podcast about being misunderstood. Or maybe, just maybe, she can do some self-reflection and realize that her biggest enemy was never Caitlin Clark. It was herself.
she turned to you a little bit after the FIBA
I ain't
score.
answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough.
Chennedy Carter really thought she was the main character. She was out here basking in the Caitlin Clark spotlight like a mosquito under a street lamp, milking that extra paycheck all season long. Oh, but when it came time to acknowledge Caitlin's impact, suddenly, Sis went silent like a kid who didn't study for a pop quiz. Let's rewind real quick. The second Caitlin Clark stepped foot in the WNBA, the money started rolling in. Higher ratings, bigger endorsements, sold-out arenas. Everybody was cashing in, including Chennedy. She was getting paid more, playing in packed stadiums, and getting attention she never would have gotten on her own. But instead of being grateful, she decided to be Petty LaBelle. Disrespecting Caitlin on and off the court? Check. Refusing to answer questions about her? Check.
Extremely talented and is a player that can impact the game at the highest level in our league. We absolutely appreciate all she did for our team last year. However, we made changes to our staff and we'll be making changes to our roster. Those changes impact Kennedy's fit on the team, so we want to give her the best opportunity as a free agent.
Oh, but here's where the script flips. Fast forward to now, and guess what? Number team. Nobody wants her. She went from cashing in to couch surfing, from full court press to pressing submit application on Indeed. She's out here on LinkedIn like former WNBA guard Ansh open to work. You see, the WNBA is a business, and businesses don't like headaches, especially ones that come with zero benefits. Chennedy wasn't some franchise player, wasn't moving merch, wasn't putting butts in seats. The only thing she brought to the table was unnecessary drama, and now, no seat for her at the table at all.
Not to mention, this isn't the first team that she has been released from for attitude reasons. And at this point, it's looking like Chennedy Carter can be more of a problem in the locker room than an asset of it all, dog. Because we all remember this right here, bruh. This is the moment. I'm telling you, Chennedy Carter's future was done.
And let's not forget, the same Caitlin Clark she refused to acknowledge is the reason why WNBA contracts got fatter this year. Chennedy was literally getting paid more because of Caitlin. That direct deposit was double C approved. And now, imagine that. 1 season ago, she had a team, a salary, and a chance to turn things around. Now, she's got unemployment benefits and time to reflect. Maybe she'll finally answer those Caitlin Clark questions now.
Here you go, the Caitlin Clark. She is bringing all this revenue into the league. And then what's this? Petty jealousy. People smashing her, with these hard fouls. People on the bench. Angel Reese jumps up cheering. Like, can you imagine? LeBron James jumped up. It is like so classless and like, shut up and play basketball and appreciate someone who's helping you and all your co-workers make lots more money.
Let's talk about the drama that was clearly bubbling under the surface last season with the Chicago Sky. We saw the tension, we saw the vibes were off, and we knew something was going down behind the scenes. And now? Now she's paying the price for being the league's problem child. However, teams are looking at their rosters like, do we need talent? Sure. But do we need this kind of headache? Nope. And that's why Carter is currently unemployed. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here changing the league. WNBA teams want professionals. They want players who actually help their teams win games, not players who are out here collecting beef like it's their full-time job. And Chennedy? She got herself blacklisted faster than a sky-fast break. This is not her first rodeo. Remember when she got suspended in Atlanta? Yeah, that wasn't a coincidence. This is a pattern. It's giving, everywhere I go, drama follows. And at some point, you gotta wonder, is it really everybody else? Or is it just you?
Teammates to the games, even just when we were trying to make the playoffs. It was a hard fight. Y'all know I went down. I had a foot injury, which cost a lot of games at the end of the season. We ended up losing to Washington. I didn't play. We lost to Indiana. I didn't play that game. I missed a couple of games to where, maybe if we had our whole lineup, we could have had a better outcome. But as far as that, there's a lot of just narratives being spent. And from my standpoint, I had a great time, and this was one of the best seasons that I ever had in my career. and I'm not going to allow anybody to downplay it like it went bad, because it didn't go bad. It was the best season that I've had in my life, shooting wise, playing wise, living wise. Like, it was a great experience for me personally.
Coaches and GMs are looking at her and saying, you know what? We're good over here. No, seriously, we are good. The WNBA is too small for all this nonsense. You can't just be that player, the one nobody trusts, the one always caught up in some mess, the one with the attitude problems. And Carter? She's all three. Imagine being a free agent and not even getting a look. It's one thing to not get a max contract, but to not even get a veteran minimum? To not even get a training camp invite? That's how you know it's bad. Teams would rather run it back with their rookies than take a chance on Carter. That's wild. Like, how does that even happen? Chennedy had good moments in the season too, and she's easily a top 10 player on her day, yet this moment with Caitlin Clark has heavily held her back. Not just that, but her refusing to even mention Caitlin's name in interviews. Like, what is all that even about? Why would you want to disrespect somebody like Caitlin who has helped the game so much?
An unfortunate situation, because it does seem like the teams that Kennedy Carter has gone to, there has been some type of, issue and drama there.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is somewhere enjoying life, getting ready to run the league, knowing that her name is the one getting headlines while Carter's name is getting tossed in the WNBA's Do Not Sign folder. And you know what the funniest part is? Chennedy probably still doesn't think she did anything wrong. That's the craziest part. She's somewhere acting confused, like, why isn't anyone calling me? Sis, maybe if you spent less time acting like the league's resident villain and more time actually being a team player, things might have turned out differently.
Letting her go for nothing, I don't think that's the best opportunity for her, because I don't think other teams want her. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, man. The display she was putting on with her behavior, nah, fam. Nah, no team gonna want that.
I mean, Chennedy, you had one job. Hoop, just hoop. That's it. Which, by the way, when she focuses on that, she's an aggressive and good player. But no, you had to be the villain. And not even a good one. You weren't Thanos. You were the random henchman that gets knocked out in the first 10 minutes of the movie. She tried to come for the one girl who was allowing her to get paid even more money, the one girl who is changing the WNBA, and now what? And don't forget about Caitlin. She's still standing. She's still shooting threes. She's still getting endorsement deals, breaking records, and guess what? She's not thinking about you. That's gotta sting. Chennedy Carter really thought she was gonna get away with that shove, huh? Like, just push Caitlin Clark mid-game, walk off, and act like nothing happened? Nah, karma had other plans. The internet turned that clip into the moment of the season, and now she's got to sit there, watching it replay over and over, while pretending like everything is perfectly fine. Spoiler alert, it's not.
I still think she's got a big target on her back. I think players are definitely playing a little bit more aggressively with her, but this is basketball, it is professional sports. I think she's handled it gracefully. She is a generational talent. We know what time it is with Miss Caitlin Clark. Leading the WNBA in points per game, averaging 16 points per game, 5 boards and 6 assists. So I love what she's doing as a rookie.
She tried the "it's just basketball" excuse, but let's be real. There's a difference between physical defense and straight-up unnecessary contact. And of all people, she chose Caitlin Clark? The one player with the entire state of Indiana, half the country, and ESPN on speed dial ready to defend her? Bold move. It backfired spectacularly. Now, the worst part? Chennedy has to sit back and watch Caitlin ball out for the rest of the season, potentially leading the Fever to the playoffs while she's stuck dealing with the aftermath of her little welcome to the league moment. And let's be honest, if the Fever somehow goes all the way and Clark wins a championship, oh, Chennedy's gonna have to hear about that forever.
Well, I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry. Well, I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry, or do I need to call Steph Curry the male version of Caitlin Clark? I mean, which one is it? Which one is it?
I think I'll just be the female version of Steph Curry.
Now Chennedy's got two choices: double down and play the villain, or try to clean up the mess. Either way, it doesn't change the fact that she's now known as the player who shoved Caitlin Clark for no reason and paid the price. Could have been remembered for her skills. But now, just another chapter in the things that didn't age well playbook.
Caitlin Clark's treatment by other players on the court is just getting to be egregious. Because as we saw Chennedy Carter, she hip-checked Caitlin Clark from behind, at the same time calling her the B word. You could see Angel Reese over on the sideline cheering.
Not a single, "Hey, Chennedy, we got a spot for you." Nothing. Just you, some popcorn, and your TV. Probably yelling at the screen every time Caitlin scores, talking about she ain't even all that. Meanwhile, Caitlin's over here collecting checks, selling out arenas, and turning the WNBA into must-watch TV. Now, sometimes it's better to keep your hands to yourself. Maybe focus on, I don't know, playing basketball instead of trying to turn it into an MMA fight. Caitlin Clark is getting ready for an incredible season 2 in the WNBA, whilst Chennedy is scrambling for a new team. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.